Hi, in this video we're going to have a look at how you can manage and version your code using Pharo and more precisely its tool Iceberg, coupled with GitHub for example. So what we'll do in this video is learn how to use Iceberg, which you can find under your Pharo environment in Tools, then Iceberg, or use the shortcut Command OI. So you can see there are all the different repositories, loaded or not, that are known by the system. So here we've got Pharo, and we'll have to add a new repository that we'll define right now in GitHub. So if I switch over to GitHub, if you don't have a GitHub account, I really encourage you to create one because it's extremely useful to store and version your code and will be more productive altogether. So you can go over to the repositories tab and then click on New, the green button, and we'll choose the name My Pharo repository, and we'll say that it's a small Pharo repository. So let it public. We don't need any of that. So let's go over to create repository. So we can see that we've got the My Pharo repository. It's completely empty, and we'll try to load that into Iceberg and see what happens. So if I go back to my Pharo environment in Iceberg, I can click on Add. So we've got different options. What we did was clone from GitHub because we created the package there. So under owner name, I'll put my name. Project name, so I name it My Pharo repository. And we'll use HTTPS as the protocol. Basically, SSH, you can use SSH if you create your keys and then explain to Pharo where to find them. But for now, we'll stick to HTTPS. So press OK. So it's cloning the repository from GitHub, and it says no project found, but that's fine because our project was empty to begin with, so it's actually normal. One thing is you can see that we've got the small star on the left and the name written in green. This means that there are some changes that haven't been saved or committed. And altogether, Iceberg is quite a smart tool, so if you've got something written in red in the status bar, it can be handled pretty nicely by the tool itself. So if you double click on that, it will open the working copy of my Pharo repository, and since the status is red, we can go over to repair. So the changes that Iceberg wishes to make to your package will be listed from the more likely to the least likely. So basically this means create project metadata will be the thing we might want to do. We always have an explanation below the different choice. So it's a good idea to read it in order to know what you're doing. So in this way it will simply edit the repository to add metadata, so .project file, meta information / source code directory, project name, and so on. So this is what we actually need. So let's press OK. This is how the project will be edited. It's good practice to add, so click on the name of your project, go to the plus, write src, OK, and click on src. So this will make src the actual root directory for your code, and this is good practice. You can leave the format to tunnel, go to OK, and we can commit our first change. So basically adding metadata. Commit. So this is our first change. Next thing we're going to do is to actually create a class and add it to our package. So go over to our system browser and create a class named MyPharo in the package MyPharo package. Let's save it. Consider that it's extremely simple, we won't put anything inside. We can go over to our repository, double click on it, and this time we'd like to add a package to this repository. So go to add package, select my Pharo package, click on add. You can see that it's still green with a small star on the left, so this means that there are some changes that we have to either save or discard, and in this case we'd like to commit them. So what you can do is double click, no, it's press commit, sorry. So go over there and press commit, and what we'll do is write a command. So first class my Pharo class. So we'll say commit, OK, And now what you can see, since the beginning we've got this small red dot on the top right corner of the push button, and this means that for now our GitHub package, if I refresh the page, is still empty because we have not pushed anything to it. So we've made all the changes in local in our working copy. So what we'll do is push. So a window will open showing the different commits that you're actually going to push. You can look inside those commits. So for example, if we look, the difference between this one and this one is that we are adding the Pharo class within the Pharo package. So that's great. We'll just press push. So since we're using HTTPS, we have to provide the credentials. So you have to write your GitHub username and password. And you can store them if you don't want to do this step again in the future and you're still using HTTPS. And press OK. So this will push everything to Origin, so Origin will be on GitHub. You can see that everything is up to date. The small dot on the top right corner of the push button has disappeared. So we can close that, and go over to GitHub. So if I refresh the page, what you can see that we have now the .project metadata, the src directory, and if I go inside the src directory, you can see that we have got the Pharo package with the properties, and if I go inside there, we've got our Pharo class. So everything is there. A good thing you can do is add a README, because this will help people understand what your package is actually doing. And within this README, and as you'll see in the next video, you can put a small script to load your package without going through GitHub and create a baseline. So basically, I will encourage you to use Iceberg and GitHub or GitLab or anything, but to version your code and store it somewhere, because Iceberg will really help you do that and control your code and keep a version history. So please use it, it will really help you.